watching the Nerd Lair's Weekend Rental Review, nostalgic movie reviews every weekend. This weekend's rental review is Hackers from 1995. Hackers follows the story of Dade Murphy, a hacker prodigy whiz-kid extraordinaire, who goes by the hacker name Zero Cool, who at the supple age of 11 created a virus that crashed 1,500 computers in one day.
1,507.
Fucking gangster. His family is ordered by a judge to pay a fine of $45,000, and he's restricted from using a computer or a touch-tone telephone until his 18th birthday. If you don't know what a touch-tone telephone is, it's this. 7 years later, Daddy bows out of this movie completely, and Dade and his mother move to New York City because 90s. It's Dade's 18th birthday, and you know he's still a hacker because he's wearing sunglasses at night indoors. And the first thing that he does is hack into a TV network so he can watch The Outer Limits. But little does Dade know that he's not the only hacker in town anymore.
Unbelievable.
There is time only for peanuts.
A hacker.
The hacker by the name of Acid Burn wants to know who they are and what they're doing treading on their turf. He says his name is Zero wait a minute, I should probably pick a new handle. What sounds cool? Crash Override. Yeah, that sounds cyberpunk. Anyway, Acid Burn's skill is pretty good, and they kick Dade out of the network.
Shit on me.
No thanks. It's the first day of school, and for some reason Dade thinks it's okay to wear a life preserver as a jacket. Being new to the school, Dade is trying to figure out what classes he has, when suddenly a wild young Angelina Jolie appears, making Dade instantly hard at the sight of her beautiful dick-sucking lips. It's super effective. She takes him to his first class and then tells him that there's an Olympic-sized swimming pool on the roof and that he should go check it out. It's pretty cool, only there's no pool. It's a prank because he's new and dumb. I mean, it's just a pool. Who cares?
Oh my god, he found the pool.
Got him. Dade, now extremely pissed off and horny, hacks into the school's computer system to change all of his classes to have Angelina Jolie's classes because...
Revenge.
Later after school, we're introduced to the character named Freak. He knows Dade's a hacker as he saw him hack into the school system to change his classes. Freak is also a hacker, and so is his buddy Joey, because it's the 90s and everyone's a fucking hacker. Freak recognizes Dade's skill and invites him to this cool hacker hangout. Later that night, Dade goes to meet up with Joey and Freak. When we're introduced to the character named Serial Killer, he's a hacker too.
I call this the Greatest Zooks album, featuring artists like, I got some Hendrix on there, some Joplin, Mama Cass, Belushi, all great artists that are fixated on their own vomit.
God damn it, I love Matthew Lillard. Anyway, just like every movie in the 90s, the kids always have a cool place to hang out where there's no adults. That would never work in real life. He sees Angelina Jolie playing a game that she has the high score on. He beats her at it, she gets pissed off, who cares?
Anyway, guys, come on.
Joey, the noob hacker in the group, tells the gang that he hacked into a bank in the state of Idaho and he had an ATM spit out $700 in cash into the street. Hoping to impress the gang, they tell him that it's a stupid idea to hack a bank across state lines from your house because you can get nailed by the FBI.
Stupid, man. It's universally stupid.
They tell him that he needs to do a righteous hack, none of this accidental shit. They tell him hacking some real heavy metal would mean getting into one of those Gibson mega computers, and that would be worthy of some nipple rubs. Determined to prove himself to his hacker friends, Joey actually hacks into a Gibson computer that's owned by a company called Ellingson Mineral, which catches the attention of a cyberpunk Penn Jillette from Penn & Teller. And finally, we meet the antagonist of the movie, Eugene Belford.
My name is the Plague.
I'm sorry. The Plague. The Plague is head of cybersecurity for this company. He's played by Spike from the Mario Bros. Movie.
Yes.
Joey digs through a garbage file and finds something that gives him hallucinations of mathematical proportions, so he downloads it onto a floppy disk so he can prove to his friends that he was really in the Gibson. Only Joey didn't realize that he was being traced by the Plague. Boom, the feds come knocking, you see Joey's butt, and they take him away to jail. So here's the thing, Joey downloaded a virus from the garbage file that was created by the Plague to embezzle money from Ellingson Mineral, and if anyone were to find out, it would be bad news bears for Spike. So he creates a virus called Da Vinci that will capsize a bunch of tanker ships that are owned by Ellingson Mineral, which he's blaming on the hackers so he can buy himself more time to figure out how much of that garbage file was copied. Next, the guys go over to another hacker friend's house named Lord Nikon. He's that black guy that's equal parts nerdy and cool that every white person wishes they had in their friend squad.
Nikon, Kane. Can I crash your place tonight?
Again? Yeah, sure.
They find out that Joey is friends with Dade, who they know is Zero Cool, who crashed all those computers in 1988, which makes him a prime suspect for the Da Vinci virus. They raid his house, and the only evidence that they could find is that he's originally from Seattle because he has a giant Nirvana poster on his wall, and everyone knows if you're from Seattle you automatically have to like Nirvana. And well, it was 1995. The Plague tries to convince him to join forces and rat on all of his friends, which he won't do because...
Nah.
That night, the gang goes to Angelina Jolie's house for a house party. They're all fascinated with her amazing laptop that has a screen like an overhead projector. Dade finds out that she's actually the hacker named Acid Burn who booted him out of OTV a couple weeks ago.
You're Acid Burn.
You booted me out of OTV?
What?
I'm Crash Override.
Okay, seriously, what the hell is up with all these computer screens? Now, with Joey out of prison, he meets up with Freak so he can tell him about the disc that he downloaded. He thinks there's something major on it, but he's not sure what to do. Plot twist, it was actually just the Plague's hentai stash. Anyway, of course they're being tailed by the FBI, and they make a run for it. Luckily, Freak is a smart person, and he doesn't hide the disc at his house. He hides it in the boys' bathroom behind the condom dispenser. Boom! The feds come knocking, and Freak is the next one to go.
¡La computadora de mierda! ¡Que te dije de no estar jugando con esa computadora de mierda! What are you waiting for? Arrest me already!
Moms, am I right? Freak calls Acidburn from prison to tell her what's going on. He tells her that they're trying to pin a bunch of stuff on him that he never even did, and they need to find out what's on that disc. The gang finds out that the disc contains a worm virus that eats up a few cents for every transaction that Ellingson Mineral makes. No one can detect it because the amount of money is so small, and the money's not going anywhere yet. It's just being shifted around, and when it reaches a certain amount, it takes all the money and books out of there and deletes itself. The gang realizes that the only way that they're going to be able to stop this Da Vinci virus and the plague is if they band together and use all of their hacking skills to do one awesome endgame collaboration with every hacker from all over the world, even these vampire hackers, and even these guys from this awesome pirate TV station called
Hack the planet!
It's a hacker battle for the ages, complete with awesome cyberpunk montages and spinning phone booths. The guys use all of their hacking skills to attack Ellingson Mineral with all of their best viruses. And since this is a movie about hackers from 1995, all of the viruses are really silly cartoons that are easily executed with just the touch of a button. The guys out-hack the plague and stop all the ships from being capsized. But oh no, their location was being tracked the whole time by the feds and they get taken into the station. Luckily, Serial Killer didn't get caught, and he takes the disc that Dade threw in the trash and broadcasts it all over the world to prove that the plague was the one behind this the whole time, not the hackers. The plague's victory is short-lived when word gets out that he's the one that's behind all this. Like a total G, he smashes that ass one more time before he takes off to Japan. Disguised as an old man, he gets caught anyway. So what have we learned? That being a hacker is the easiest thing in the world and anyone can do it, and that committing computer crimes is cool, as long as you have a cool sounding hacker name, and that even if you have the fashion sense of a ninja raver, you can still get babe smooches. That's all for this rental review. If you enjoyed it, hit the like and subscribe button and tune in next weekend to see what movie we rent.